everyone! Welcome back to Tales of Vesperia. We are in the desert! We're in the desert. And we're next to a full heal. You want to fight some stuff, Jay?
Let's fucking fight some
Have a
stuff.
skewer. That looks
Could
quite
fight
tasty.
some stuff.
Boiled eggs are the best part.
Nonsense! Daikon is the centerpiece, Patty. Daikon!
Hold
Daikon?
up now.
That's unexpected. Usually you're happy with anything you can chew through, Rita.
That's just how good skewers are. But both Rita and the old man are wrong.
Where are they mistaken?
The true star of skewers is fish cakes, especially the white ones.
Okay.
Fish cakes,
Oh,
is it? And
daikon.
Repeat agrees.
Wait, she just
Well,
eats
I don't mind
raw
as long as it's
daikon?
tasty.
No. It's on. Okay, so they're doing skewers.
Oh, she just wants daikon on the skewer.
So for me, out of those statements, a daikon is a radish, right? So
yeah.
any type of vegetable like that you are cooking on a skewer, right?
Mhm.
I'm fine with. I will say radish as like a root vegetable takes longer to soften on the center, so you're gonna get like this
Some
like
raw center. some raw
caramelized
conch.
exterior, like the burnt-ish, the cooked exterior with a raw center if you're doing daikon skewers, unless you're doing some like real low heat shit. But it always astounds me. I love experiencing foods that I am not used to, right?
Mhm.
But a boiled egg on a skewer? Or a fish cake on a skewer? Both seem very weird to me.
No doubt. No doubt.
like,
Like you take an egg, you boil it,
Yeah.
shell it, and then skewer it and stick it in a fire?
So that's where I feel like I have to assume that maybe when they say skewers, they're not meaning skewers in the way that we're meaning skewers. Because when we mean skewers, we mean you skewer a couple of different types of things, maybe in like, sections, and then you put that on like a grill or an open flame or something like that, and you turn it, and they all get cooked on all sides, and then you eat it. A couple of different vegetables, meats, etc., etc.
You like
right?
some sausage, some bell peppers, and onions,
Sure, all
Yeah.
common things. And I'm thinking maybe they just mean, by skewer, they just mean anything on a stick. Not necessarily the whole,
Flame broiled.
section flame broiled kind of grilled concept. Maybe they just mean anything on a stick, because a boiled egg on a stick, sure, fine. That seems perfectly reasonable. A fish cake on a stick, sure, fine. It's kind of like, you just form the fish cake around the stick, and then you fry it, and then you have a fish cake on a stick. Easy peasy. That makes perfect sense to me. But if they are talking about skewers in the way that we're talking about, the idea of like radish, boiled egg, and fish cake on a skewer is hard for me to like wrap my head around.
Sorry.
We did it. We immediately did it.
We did it. Yep.
We
We
were
did
talking about right before we went live. We were talking about
And here we are.
we're
There's
just gonna
the
sit.
timer
We're just gonna
right
sit,
there.
not playing the game, just yapping at each other, because that's what we do. So yeah. Anyways, let's fight some things since we have this full heal.
Sorry, but you're going bye-bye.
Oh god, I forgot I have the slow ass bow. Yeah.
Caprice of innocent waters. Wonderful. Caprice of innocent waters. Caprice of innocent waters. Find your weak spot. They're bouncing. What are you looking at? I wish I could bounce.
That one, honestly, I don't find as egregious as other things. That one is somewhat amusing. It's just it's the quintessential Tales things. Like we've talked about this before. It's a lot of the like pervy stuff that happens in Tales games. I'd be fine in one-offs because they're fine. There's nothing wrong with one chick being like, "Damn, I'm jealous of your tits," right? Like whatever.
Right.
Like that's fine. It's just they compound to where I get to the point in a Tales game where I react negatively to all of the pervy stuff, right? Like that's the thing. But if that one was in isolation and not with all of the other stuff, I'd be like,
it's all about moderation.
I'd be like, okay, that's Chuckles. Estelle is jealous of Judith. Okay. I can giggle at that.
Sorry, but you're going bye-bye. Priest of innocent
I was gonna say, you don't want to participate, Jay?
Ooh, nice moves. Priest of innocent waters.
All right, I can heal now.
You can. I mean, I don't... We're on full health. I don't know why you're spamming
I was just
it.
playing with it. Also, I think, like, maybe it gets better if I use it enough.
I mean, probably upgrades, yeah.
And we're right by a heal point. It's a great time to spam those really fucking costly spells you have.
Oh, true. True. What do I have? I guess I can spam some splash. Yeah. I suppose that is correct.
Scary.
I'm kind of curious what Glimmer of Heaven does when it upgrades.
It'd be awesome if it gave you multiple,
I'm really curious if he heals Zeus. There's a part of me that thinks he doesn't.
All right, here
Can't
we go.
wait to get off this fucking bow.
Finish that one.
Surely you gotta be getting close, because you've been on it for a while. Yeah, you're pretty close.
Very close. Incredibly close.
Oh, shit. Okay, issue with our desire to just sit here and use this, save point is, it does not refill our water bar.
Oh.
So maybe,
Uh-oh.
maybe we aren't just farming here. Right.
Save and reload. See if it fills the water bottle.
No, I'm not gonna do that. Oop. Let's see. Oh. There's a nearby. Is it just this direction? Yeah. I'm just gonna progress.
Something isn't right. Be on your guard.
That's not Pharaoh.
Yeah, there's something different about that voice.
Hey!
The fuck is that?
What the? It's disgusting.
It's almost as gross as a ladder.
I mean, I could, if I saw that in real life, I would be like, okay, that's kind of gross, but I don't know if I'd be like, it's disgusting.
Using a decoy to sneak up on us? What a cowardly monster!
I've never seen a monster like that.
Decoy? What?
That's not a monster.
What are you talking about?
If it's not a
don't think the
monster, what the
writers-
hell is it?
And the scene programmers had any communications at
At
all.
all. Like, at all. Oh.
Even repeats frightening.
Because I just
This can't be
like
good.
talked about the ladder thing. Like in the writing, it says we can use this. Oh, I think I'm gonna gag. It's like they had no idea what she was presenting.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
A decoy.
coming this
It literally
way.
just appeared in front of us.
Damn.
I
Looks
guess
like we have
maybe
no
she's
choice.
saying like our interest in Pharaoh was the decoy, but that's a really weird way to say that.
That's a stretch, brother.
Yeah.
Out of the way, you
Pink-ass
two.
sword. Look cool.
I've never seen anything like
Alright, what do we got?
Outbreaker.
it.
Weak
To water. Okay.
How's that splash, buddy?
Is ready.
I don't want to deal with it if we don't have
Fuck
to.
it.
Come on, guys.
Gonna
Fight.
overlimit
I
bag.
guess we have no choice.
It's so hard to read the name of the shit we're unlocking because someone's already doing something else.
Yeah. Wait, oh, hold up. He's swapped.
Weak to fire.
He's swapped during the night.
Yep. Yep. So
Like,
at night,
night-
he's weak to fire.
Yeah, yeah,
and
night to
day,
day.
Yeah.
Okay.
This bow is so slow. I have no chance of hitting burst or the. No, do the water again.
Damn it.
I can't hit it. Ugh.
Get out of here!
Is that the best you can do? Power that tries soul shine.
Ow! Ow!
Yeah, I love he's being thrown in an erupting volcano, and his reaction is, "Ow!"
Your weak spots. We're not done yet. Flickering blaze burn.
Now we're gonna have some fun!
Wait, what?
Get out of here! Scatter!
We're not at nighttime yet?
Oh, brilliant angels grant
Yeah.
Nurse.
I can't tell if it's fucking night or day. It's like he keeps fucking...
Like this.
Okay, now it's definitely dark. Okay. Now it's definitely dark.
Maybe it was just frost.
Flickering blaze.
I was supposed to say dawn. I'm like, nope, that's.
Okay, that's definitely daytime.
Yeah.
Okay, he keeps swapping!
But healing him. Did they just heal for 6,000?
Flickering blaze can do. Press it boom. Flickering blaze burn.
Okay, whenever he pulls the thing out, he's about to swap.
Acid attack. We're not done yet. Is that the best you can do?
Get out of here! Glimmer of heaven! That hurt!
The
I am so gonna make you hurt. I found your weak spot. Oh, brilliant angels, grant us your favor.
Motherfucker, like, instant cast before I could fucking art.
First aid.
damn, that is a chunky ass heal, and it comes out very fast.
Grant them thy undefiled purity. I found your weak spot. I thought we were dead. It's not over yet. Holy power, come to me. First aid. Grant them thy undefiled purity.
Motherfucker. Alright, fuck it. I'm in.
Oh shit, he in. Also out of TP. I love how he eats it back. He's like, oh. I was holding the block. I'm still holding. This is
I'm using this. Purity.
matter.
So upset by this man.
We're getting there. Despite your best efforts.
He just keeps spamming it.
This?
Yike.
This is
We,
nothing.
we
Oh,
probably did like an
I'm so
extra
tired.
40k to
What
him
was that?
Mm-hmm.
than we needed to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it was only partially, like, it would be one thing if it was just he was switching and I was healing him, but it's also on the switch he's healing like 6k, you know?
Mhm.
Like, when he eats that orb, he also heals.
There's
Thank
probably
you,
a
thank
secret
you.
mission to, like, hit the orb.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Oh,
Hey,
I guess
you did your
this
thing.
power will make me strong.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm glad.
Make sure we turn it off, even after we swap.
It vanished.
A
What's
Fairweather.
this?
I don't know. Look, man, I don't know.
I can't
Nice
go
try.
on. Rita, Carol.
What's that, Rita? No smart quips, no snappy comeback,
Why is
no
that?
shit to talk? What's wrong,
After,
buddy?
like, they're
Simmering,
dying.
dizzying heat and grilling mollusks.
I'm afraid even I can't take any more.
No, not the puppy.
This isn't good.
Oh, there's water. I could see the pool from, like...
Also a cactus right there, too.
What?
There's water right there.
Yep. Yep, there it is.
A town? That dragon from the Wizened of Kados.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Hope you choke on my bones.
Wow, you gave up real quick there, Yuri. Guess I'm dead. Only thing I can do now is hope that the chicken chokes on my bones.
Choking my bone, bitch.
I mean, we literally
We
had two people with
Collapsed in
us
the desert.
that we just saved. They couldn't have walked over after the fight and been like, oh no, these people saved us. Now we've got to save them. Look, there's a town right there, honey. Let's get them over there. I swear to God, if that's what happened, I'm going to be annoyed.
And this can't be heaven. Where are we?
If those two walk in and they're like, yeah, we drug you over to this town, I'm going to be like, well, fuck me.
Oh. Huh.
He's not even hiding anymore.
When was he ever hiding?
Am I pretty good? Whatever, I still
Croquette.
want a croquet.
Uh,
Davy Crockett.
A quickly kitty. Croiti.
What do you do? What are you good for? Increases magic attack moderately instead of slightly. These descriptions could just as easily be increases magic attack by 10%, increases magic attack by 20%.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, that would be helpful.
Like,
Which is why they didn't do it.
just why? What's up, fam? Wait, what? Wait, what? Did we just steal those from Rita? There's no treasure chest
She was
here.
holding out on us.
Did we just steal those from her?
Good.
What the fuck? That's kind of wild.
Good morning.
There no music here?
Doesn't seem like.
Don't you want a morning kiss?
No,
God, dang,
small
like
child.
fucking-
I do not.
Oh, Yuri, Are you feeling better now?
Yeah. How about you guys? Are you alright?
Yes, it would seem that way.
We all collapsed in the desert, right? So what are we doing in this town?
Seems like someone came to our aid.
Though we're not sure who.
I wonder what kind of praiseworthy fellow could cross such a toasty desert and save so many people.
We need to find whoever it was and thank them.
What about the couple who was with
Look
us?
how she said that
They appear
almost
to have been brought here
annoyed.
as well.
So they didn't get a look at our rescuers either?
Apparently they lost consciousness like the rest of us.
Why did they lose consciousness?
I believe the two of them
They
were
were
having a
carrying
look
around
around
your
town.
fat ass.
I wonder, was it just a mirage?
What do you mean?
I saw the danger noodle.
Oh, just before I blacked out, I saw that dragon that got the air under control back at Kados.
Really?
Yeah. Didn't you see it, Estelle?
No, I
Told it
didn't
to
see
choke on
anything.
the bones.
And that monster must have saved us or something.
A monster saved us? I can't believe that.
Was it just a mirage then? So what's the story? Where exactly are we?
A kindly gentleman is looking into that very matter for us.
Kindly gentle. Oh, you mean the old man?
35.
Still an old man.
There's no barrier here.
I thought the mountains in the east were supposed to be uninhabited.
You ruined it. We gotta start
Rita,
the run
Carol,
over again.
over here.
We missed content.
What's that?
The monster that attacked us in the desert dropped it.
I didn't see any feathers on that thing.
That's one of Pharaoh's feathers.
But why would that monster have one of Pharaoh's feathers?
Is nobody gonna question why she, like, emphatically knows that that's one of Pharaoh's feathers? It would be one thing if she had posited, maybe that's one of Pharaoh's feathers. It looks like it, right? And everyone was like, huh, maybe you're right. But no, she just
No,
is
she's
like,
this is
that
definitively
is one of Pharaoh's feathers. And no one's gonna be like, how the fuck do you know that?
Man, there's so
maybe
much we don't
because
know.
she's a dragon. She knows.
Welcome back.
Look at that little happy walk.
And just why was it up to me to go tromping off on a recon mission?
If I'd gone, this sweet young lady would have been all alone with you. That's far too unsafe.
Unsafe? You can't possibly mean me.
Yes,
Oh, I don't
we
know.
do actually.
Maybe.
I think I'm gonna gag.
Suppose I don't
What,
mind
is there a
people
ladder
thinking I'm
nearby?
dangerous.
I don't know, in this case I am
Adds to
in
my
agreement with
mysterious
Rita.
charm. It seems we're in Jormungand. You know, that town from the diary on the ghost ship.
Oh shit! No way!
Mm-hmm,
How would we have ever arrived here?
Wait, this is Jormungand?
The town that needed the clear seal crystal to protect itself from monsters? It makes sense. They don't have a barrier here.
That must be why they were searching for a way to drive away the monsters.
But that was 1,000 years ago.
It's been doing
Yeah,
pretty good for
and I
itself.
find it strange that
Not
they were
having a
getting by
barrier
at
for the
all
past
without a barrier.
1,000 years. It's
Yeah.
probably not a concern now if it hasn't been for the
Aye.
past 10
What if we were
decades
to
or
show
10
this case to one of the
centuries.
locals and ask them?
Yes, we might learn something about Pharaoh that way as well.
I agree.
This town is 40 feet from a desert.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
What was the deal with that weird monster we ran into in the sands of Kogor?
Just the thought of it still sends chills down my spine.
Was that thing even alive?
Huh? What do you mean?
We
Well,
fought literal
it wasn't
ghosts.
anything like other creatures that make
Yeah.
their home in the desert.
Like, I
Huh.
don't, like,
Another
we fought a
astute
lot of really
observation from
nasty
Captain
things,
Carroll.
and we're just freaking out
Whatever
over
it
the
was, I
kind
hope
of
we never
floaty
see
blob.
it again.
Me too.
Like, why are we like, oh man, did we fight something that wasn't even alive? I'm like, yes, we have plenty of kills under our belt of those exact things. They are called ghosts.
Been there, done that. Gonna leave? No. Okay, game has me trapped here. How dare you, game?
This man's about to make a lot of money, I can tell.
Doesn't our out of the way village? What did he say? Ah, he won't repeat it. He said something along the lines of this village not having anything special. Oh, okay. No, I'll eat my words. I was really expecting it to do the RPG trope of, like, going to the mysterious village that is in no way, shape, form, or fashion connected to the outside world, and it suddenly has all of the best gear that you've found so far, and it's like, nope, they did not make this place have the best gear. Good job. Greatly increases light resistance and dark resistance. That's kind of nice.
Not for that price.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
So after all we went through to cross the desert, we can't meet Pharaoh.
And after you've all risked your lives to help me.
What?
Maybe
What?
it's better that we didn't find him after all.
What?
Yeah. If we had to fight him now, we probably wouldn't make it out.
Think about it,
Why do
though.
we have a
Pharaoh
skit
can
saying
fly.
we can't meet
He's free
Pharaoh?
to be pretty much anywhere at any time. Tracking him down will be a tall order unless he's got a lair somewhere in the area.
No one's saying that meeting him will be impossible.
We might get some information if we ask around in the town. You're right. Thank you, both of you.
Where did that come from?
Also, why is nobody talking about the fact that this is the town where we have the box that needed to be delivered? Like,
They did. That's
Oh, did
the
they? Okay.
first. Yeah, they had that conversation. That's what
nice.
that's what we're doing right now. Is we're supposed to be looking around for any information about the box.
look. But you knew.
I've got to ask my RPG town question again. How many people live in this town? Because it does not seem like there is 200 plus people here, and if you don't have enough people in a town, you will have serious issues keeping up the population of the town in just like a generation or two. It will become a problem very, very quickly.
This town's weird.
There was a number.
It's in the middle of the
right?
desert,
I can't
but
remember
look at all
what
the
the number
plants.
was, but it's like 80
It sort of reminds me of
to be able to
Mantic.
repopulate the Earth
Yeah, but
without having to
there
worry
is
about like
something
inbreeding.
I
different.
think
Really?
There may be
that's,
more here
I
than
think,
meets the
only
eye.
if you're like
Maybe the
super
truth is hidden
duper
away.
specific and you have like
Leave it to Judith to
exceptionally
put things
even,
into perspective.
like, or
The better the
correct
intuition, the more you see.
numbers,
Right.
right?
I have intuition.
Wow. Because it's I don't believe it's like an even split or something like that. You have to have like a very specific number of men and very specific number of women.
Yeah.
And you've got to be really particular about who's allowed to sleep with who.
It's like a literal matter of eugenics.
And it requires the willingness of those 80 people are gonna have to be like very willing to have multiple babies with multiple partners to spread out the multiple genetics.
That's a big ask, but like I mean, it's also for the
I mean, if it comes down to 80 people in the world, yeah. you know,
Yeah.
but I
But
think
like,
that,
I mean, and if someone's out, like, I'm not. That's not something you're gonna force someone to do.
That box.
oh,
Do
I
you
did not
know
expect to
something
find
about
the
this
box person. Are you just walking around with it? Do you remember what happened the last time you walked with it out in the open?
Is this the cause of the
Launchy
thing
had
we
it.
know this isn't
Where
causing?
did you get it?
On a ship called the Atherum, my lovely lady. Have you heard of it?
Of course. You know about the Atherum too?
Yes. We happen to come across it on the ocean.
Okay. No. This town's like locked in time. There's no way this lady knows about this ship and this box from 1,000 years ago. This place is like frozen.
Did you see Launchy?
And Launchy would be...
Oh, Launchy is my love.
Oh, that was
I'm
the
sorry to
fucking
suddenly
captain.
get so personal.
your love. Damn it. Hey, Carol. Your turn.
Raven,
Wow,
fuck
he is
off.
immediately out.
You're hopeless. All that we saw was, the ship itself.
Oh, I see.
Could I ask your name?
Oh, my name is Yuafan.
That's the name that was in the diary we found on the Atherum.
Perhaps she's a descendant with the same name?
Nope.
Do you know about the clear CL crystal?
They say it has the power to drive back monsters.
The sage said it was necessary to make a barrier around the town. Is that what's in the box?
Okay, what deal with what devil did y'all make?
Yes,
To get
Right?
fucking
we came to deliver
locked
this
in this
box
place
to
for
you.
a
She can
1,000
slide in,
years.
like, here.
I see.
Or did we get teleported back in time? I don't think it's that one.
Hey, is that the key?
Could I have the box?
Wow, is this the clear CL crystal?
Looks like it.
It's so sparkly and glittery. A treasure even more beautiful than sea sparkles blooming on the surface of the ocean.
Yeah, okay.
Reflection.
So who's that sage
fair.
you were talking about earlier?
The sage is a great Critian who came to our town from across the desert.
A Critian?
Immediately, this turns to June.
Well,
Like,
creating
yes,
a barrier
I am. That
is basically
doesn't mean-
creating a Blastia.
Blastia?
But we can make Blastia with current technology, right?
There are people who do. You saw the Blastia at Emmead Hill in Cair Bakram. But I don't think that sage guy is the one who made those Blastia with messed up formulas.
You know, if
I'm
Rita was so
sorry.
smart, you think
I
she'd be
don't really
catching on to this
understand.
already?
But the sage said that the clear CL crystal was needed to
I-
create the barrier.
I immediately would have been, if I was in this party, I immediately would have been pulling someone aside and being like,
What year is this?
This town, it's been frozen in time for 1,000 years. This is the same person.
So Longchi set out to look for it. It's been
It's
3
been
years
3
since he left.
years. No, it hasn't.
3 years, huh? You must be worried.
Wait, this sounds weird.
Yeah, the stories don't match up.
You think she could have miscounted by 1,000 years?
How old
No.
is she anyway?
The same thing could have happened
773
3 years ago, or
or
1,000 years ago,
997
probably.
years.
You got there. You got there.
Oh, I said that with such, like, factual. This is so much
No,
conviction, like,
773. Wait, no, 997. Oh,
They
the
say
fuck is
that
wrong with
history
me?
repeats itself. But who
Maybe
really
not.
knows?
Is that sage in this town? Where does he live?
Oh, yes. He lives in the house farthest into the town.
I think it might be faster if we went to talk to the sage.
Yes, maybe so.
If you're going there, could you take the clear CL crystal to the sage for me?
Yes, of course.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's
and
go.
we never spoke to her again. Oh, give me that item. A simple tent. A simple tent.
temple. Woof.
Oof. Oh, hey, it's these two.
Wait. How are they here?
They also
Maybe
got.
they were always here. Maybe they
No.
are 1,000 years time traveling when we met them.
They also answered that. They also went unconscious and got rescued when we did.
Jormungand and Mantic are totally different. It's much cooler here. Maybe it's the ocean.
The ocean is very nice, yeah? It's a beautiful place, too.
But it seems boring. I wonder what the folks here do for fun.
I kind of like it. This kind of calm, quiet village suits me. I can't stand loud people.
Oh, that's gotta hurt, old man.
She was talking about the town, not about me.
Maybe.
Okay, no los dos.
Do you really hate me that much?
Yikes. Cat! Meow? Question mark? Yes.
Please state your meow in the form of a question.
Oh,
Excuse
it's
me.
Oh.
Duke!
It's Duque.
Huh?
Okay.
Hey, that's... You're...
Who exactly?
We've run into each other a couple times.
You? How have you come to this place?
What do you mean, how? We walked. As in, across the desert.
I see. And yet, how did you... No matter. For what reason have you come?
We're a little curious about this.
This must have cost you dearly to obtain.
Not really.
Just ransacking a ship.
Yeah, we randomly came across it.
Actually, it just sort of landed in our lap.
That was quite a miracle.
You're planning on making a barrier blastia, aren't you? You're free to go pretending you're a sage, but forget about making any blastia.
Rita, okay, for once, I will be the person who says, shut the fuck up for a moment. Like, your fucking obsession, like this, no one else is allowed to anything with blastia, okay, here's the thing that actually annoys me, is she is obviously fine with other people researching blastia, creating blastia, discussing blastia, blah, 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 right? Because she lived in a place where they did that. She mentions people who do that. She discusses that being done. But any fucking time anyone says anything about doing anything with blastia, even if she doesn't know who they are, and what their certifications are, what their abilities are, she is immediately like, you can't do anything with Blastia. Bitch, you don't know. Shut the fuck up. I may have officially
telling Duke what to do,
right?
It's
like
fucking hilarious.
I may have officially reached my Rita limit. Like I actually have gone through the majority of this game enjoying Rita, a lot of Rita's like stupidity and her attitude, and I'm still probably gonna enjoy a lot of those things, but it's finally caught up to the point to where I'm just like, just shut the fuck up, bitch. like you do not know who this person is, what their qualifications are. You have no right to tell them what they can and cannot do.
Who would even consider building a barrier blastia
I'm
with
glad
something
you
that's so
finally come to your
obviously
senses
not
and
a
stop
core?
being a Rita
You
fan.
don't know that is what's happening, Rita! You are making assumptions and being a cunt!
But it is a solid mass of air. It simply lacks an inscribed formula.
Lacks an inscribed formula? What do you mean?
They are
Oh,
most commonly known
you
as
don't
apothea,
know?
of which the clear CL crystal is one example.
So this is an apothea?
That the treasure you've been looking for,
Thea.
old man?
Also, I am not the sage.
Huh?
Did he just put that shit on the ground?
No such being exists any longer.
Don't you step on it. Don't you fucking step on it. Don't you fucking step on it.
That's a problem.
Man, can
we'll
you
need to get that back
imagine
from you in that
Rita's,
case.
like...
I imagine her brain would volcano and literally shoot out of her head.
It's like when Gohan went Super Saiyan 2.
Yeah. Like...
Neither I nor humanity have a need for such a thing.
Whoa! What are you doing? Hold on a sec.
It's the same phenomenon we saw at Cave Mock.
Oh, man. Just when I found one.
The Apathea bring only chaos to humanity. They are better off returned to air.
Return to air? Is that really all you did just now?
It's still no reason to go smashing other people's things.
What kind of a person treats treasure so poorly?
Wasn't the clear ciel crystal, the Apathea, needed to save this town from the monsters?
This town has no use for a barrier, and no need to be saved. This place has been granted everlasting calm.
Frozen in time. Everlasting calm.
Come to mention it, it is pretty quiet here.
But still, there are monsters like Pharaoh nearby.
How do you know of Pharaoh?
I'd ask you the same thing. You seem to know about him yourself.
Please, tell us what you know. Pharaoh referred to me as a poison.
Roll for persuasion.
I see.
You know something, don't you?
There is a being in this world who possesses a power the Endelakea despise.
The who?
You mean... me?
The what?
This being is known as the Child of the Full Moon.
Child of the full moon. Like in the legend.
Remember, she's book learned.
What legend?
By Entelakea, you mean Pharaoh?
Is it the same? Okay, wait. Is that the same legend of the two siblings where the one went into the stars to be brave, to be Vesperia, and the other one stayed down here and was the child of the full moon? Because if that is not the case, and I swear to God, we've been playing this game for 30-something hours, and you just now drop, like, the child of the full moon in the legend? And you didn't foreshadow this earlier on by telling me the legend of the child of the full moon? I'm going to lose my shit. But I'm assuming it's the same, or the other person in the Vesperia legend.
That is
So,
correct.
I'm gonna throw something out. And it's weird me saying this.
Yeah.
Rita's way too fucking cool with what just happened.
Absolutely. The fact that she is not screaming and ranting right now.
Like, I mean,
this is part of a problem. This is part of a problem with creating characters that have extremely, like, volatile attitudes like that, is because when you're telling a story like this, there are times when you want everyone to just chill and let some exposition happen. But characters with extremely volatile attitudes would not just do that. They would not just sit through this, right? You know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's this it's a very weird scenario. Absolutely, that Rita is just chill with all this.
But what would the Entelakea have against me? Against a child
like,
of the
he
full
destroyed
moon?
it, and we just moved on.
Yeah, just move
now
on.
we're
What is
talking
this
about
power
this.
the child of the full moon possesses that they despise?
That answer lies only within the hearts of the Entelakea themselves.
No, that's a bullshit response. That is a bullshit response. You could I guarantee, you could absolutely tell me, oh, because they think this. Or I'm pretty sure it's because of this.
Well, he probably doesn't want to tell you that.
This is the game once again saying, oh, we don't want you to have this fucking information yet. So even though the character has the information, and has no reason not to give, as far as I'm aware, has no reason not to give you the information, they're gonna say some very vague bullshit or just not tell you. I have opinions.
Which means I've got no choice but to find Pharaoh and ask him myself.
Do not be foolish. Meeting Pharaoh would end only in the death of the child of the full moon.
But... Estelle, give it a rest.
Hey, Reggae, Jaeger from Ruinsgate talked about the Entelekea earlier, didn't he?
Something about them being the ancient race that built Nordopolica.
So Pharaoh built Nordopolica? That doesn't seem possible.
Take your leave. There's nothing more for you here.
You destroyed
Wait,
our thing.
There's something I want to ask you too. What were you doing at that Air Krene? Just who are you? What is that sword of yours?
Those matters exceed your comprehension.
They don't.
Do not ask of them
They're
again.
comprehensible.
Go. I have nothing more to say.
Again. Now, I will say he probably has a reason not to give her that information, right? But he absolutely, they could probably be comprehended. We'll just have to comprehend them later, because the game doesn't want us to know right now.
Where do you get off?
Rita.
I mean, obviously this is a scenario of we can't tangle with him yet, but like, I'm surprised Yuri would actually leash Rita right there. They have every right to be
Duke may have been
annoyed
the
at
one
this
that
guy.
saved us in the desert.
Well, like, it being
Maybe.
real, I think that Yuri knows that if it came to blows, they would fucking lose.
Yeah,
So when
I'm gonna
Rita
go and
stepped
thank
up
him.
maybe.
and started,
Hold
doing
up.
the whole, like, come
doesn't
on,
seem
put
the
up your
type to do
dudes. He's like, no,
something
no,
like
no,
that.
no, no.
You don't think so?
Just a hunch. You said that child of the full moon he mentioned was the sister of Brave Vesperia, right?
Okay, so it was that legend. All right.
Yeah. Goddess who bathes this world in her golden light, you are named Child of the Full Moon.
Why are you not freaking out, Estelle? Why are you not freaking out that someone has declared you a goddess from legend?
Your brother, Brave Vesperia, watches over us from the skies. You remain bound to your mother, the Earth, and will shelter her with your unceasing protection.
Is there like a hidden meaning in there?
I'm not sure, but maybe it's more than just an old legend.
Remaining to protect the Earth, huh?
Could protecting the Earth have anything to do with ruling over this world?
You mean like becoming the Emperor? If Estelle is the child of the full moon, that would add up.
Why the fuck would... What? What legend ever is like... No. That is definitely not the reasoning.
Which means all the previous emperors would have been on Pharaoh's hit list.
How? One, first of all, fuck you, camera. Two,
Let's just get that up there.
fuck you again, camera. Two,
Hey, there you are.
why are the people in the party... Why are the people that have been traveling with Estelle, Yuri, Carol, and Rita at least, who have been with her for an extended period of time and watched her do basically miracles and know that she doesn't need a Blastia to heal people? Why are they not like, child of the full moon? Magic godlike healing powers? Like,
I've never heard of anything like that.
This all sounds pretty complicated.
Yeah, I suppose it might be a bit too complicated for you, Patty.
I mean, that's fair.
Okay,
It's too
Raven,
complicated
then
for you
the
too,
podium is
man.
yours.
I mean, she clapped back.
Rita can explain it to you later.
Me?
Shouldn't we be thinking more about what to do next?
I'm gonna stay here. There are things I've got to investigate.
Investigate?
Clear seal crystals, Apatheia, all kinds of things.
Well, there aren't any clear CL crystals or Apatheia here.
Not anymore.
Yeah, Duke got rid of it, so I'm not sure what you're investigating.
Honestly, I have a few bones to pick with Mr. Warm and Fuzzy over there. If you're all going back, we'll have to say our goodbyes here.
All right, bye.
Oh, that's too
Goodbye.
bad. I don't imagine the desert will be much fun on your own, but good luck.
Yeah, Judith don't care. She's like, bye, Rita.
That's right. I can't go anywhere without crossing that desert.
We can afford to take a load off while she's checking things out, can't we? I'm pretty interested in Apatheia myself.
If we're going back into the desert, we need to take time to prepare. We don't want to keel over again.
That's true. How about we leave tomorrow? Rita, 1 day should be enough, right?
Shouldn't be a problem. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Oh.
You're welcome.
I didn't even know the
Okay,
T word
then.
was
We'll
in
meet
her
up near the exit
vocabulary.
tomorrow morning.
Do you see Carol's face?
Yeah. That
Just
I mean,
utter shock.
Right. See you then.
Completely unrecoverable. Just wrecked.
Parted with everyone. Okay. Alright, let's go talk to Duke again. Is it gonna let us?
I have nothing left to say to you.
Even Duke's like, I'm done with her shit.
Funny if it just ran her through.
You're not gonna follow him?
What's the point? He's not gonna talk to me.
So this was a complete waste of time?
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Apatheia?
When the air crane went berserk, Jaeger was carrying this box. This box was what messed up my magic.
You think the Apatheia is what's causing the air crane to go out of control?
Judging from the evidence, it could be a valid hypothesis.
So when the Blastia and Heliord was going out of control, you think there was Apatheia nearby? And the air crane and cave mock too?
There may have been. Otherwise, maybe the Apatheia's been damaging the whole world's air crane little by little. And a large distortion just happened to appear then.
I see.
It's really nothing more than a guess, but it could be right.
You don't sound very sure of yourself.
In science, you continually make hypotheses, then test them, and you get closer and closer to the truth. That's how it is. Well, okay. Maybe I can do something with this after all.
That's plural form. Use the singular.
What are you gonna do now?
Dumbass.
Dumbass. You fucking dumbass.
The next step after a hypothesis is testing it.
Oh, she did say hypotheses. The voice actor didn't say hypotheses.
Yeah. There's a really old key. It doesn't look like it would open. What?
Huh? Keys don't open, though.
Yeah, right?
Doors
Like-
open. Oh,
Hey! Ooh! Yeah, but if it just shortens the time you are immobile, if it shortens casting time,
You're already immobile.
Cool.
Like,
right? Like, that's a very weird description. Go down this way.
damn, I can't open this key.
It's really old, Jay.
Yeah. Just,
Really?
You know, when keys get old, they just don't open anymore.
They just don't open. Yeah.
Hey, old man, you can feel free to go on ahead and order Pollica.
Hey there, youngin'. What? You want to get rid of me so soon?
Wrong. I just wouldn't want you to miss the new moon and your chance to deliver the letter all on our account.
Honestly, I could do fine without your concern.
Wrong again. If Brave Vesperia gets in the way of Altosk's work, we'll be apologizing to the Dawn for an eternity.
What? You're too young to bother yourself with such fluff.
It's a matter of brave Vesperia being trustworthy. You see what I mean?
We've still got time left until the new moon. We'll be fine.
You sure?
Anyway, ain't about to go back through the desert and that cave myself. If I got killed by some monster on the way there, not only would the letter not get delivered, but brave Vesperia certainly wouldn't look very trustworthy to potential clients then, would they?
In that case, we
You're
collect
not
your
a fucking
bones and the
client.
letter and deliver them as promised.
Oh, how kind of... Wait,
Actually.
hey!
Anyway, just as long as you won't go blaming me if you don't manage to deliver it on time.
No problem.
Yeah. I wouldn't trust him not to throw us under the bus. Honestly.
Fair.
Honestly. I wouldn't trust that.
We weren't able to find Pharaoh after all.
Yeah, our first job as a guild was an egregious failure.
We just haven't yet. It's not a failure till we give up.
Yeah, it's not a we weren't able to find him. It's a we've been told once again that finding him just means death. We could still go find him.
What do you think? Should we go back to Dongrest?
That might be best. But would you be okay with that, Yuri? And what about Estelle?
I'd be fine with it. As for Estelle, I'll leave that answer up to her.
All right.
This
I got
sure
a
is a
sneaking
serene little
suspicion
town.
she's not gonna be as cool about it.
Huh?
Probably
Oh,
not.
yeah. It is, isn't it? No guilds, no empire. It's a little strange.
Yeah, but I think it's relaxing.
Yeah. But even so, I prefer Dongrest.
That's how everyone
There's not
is.
even a giant
Everybody
weapon
prefers the
looming
place where
over
they
the
grew
town.
up.
That's true.
You too, Yuri?
Well, yeah, sure.
But if we're gonna work together in brave Vesperia, we'll have to decide on a single place for our home base.
We could always make someplace new, you know.
Someplace new?
Yeah, you know, everyone thinks of Dongrest as the Union City, but it's really Altosk City. It could be like that. Brave Vesperia could make its own city.
Brave Vesperia's own city. Yeah,
What would
I
we
like that
call it?
idea.
I mean, there's a lot that goes into making a city.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That's why there's
either
not
way,
that many
we've
in the
got a lot of
world.
jobs as a guild ahead of us before we can be thinking about things like that.
Yeah, now that you mention it, Nordopolica is Palestrali's city, isn't it?
Yeah, if you think of it that way, Nordopolica's more of a guild city than Dongrest even.
Yeah, and Bellius rules the city too. Nordopolica, Leader of a city, Duce of a guild. Wonder what sort of person Bellius is.
Telling you, they're a werewolf. This new moon business. There's something going on there.
So, to my
So you
understanding,
weren't able to meet Pharaoh after all.
werewolf. Were means human, right? So it's a human wolf, right? That's the prefix where,
Yeah,
right?
something like that.
But I learned about some very
where
important
in
things.
where-
The child of the full moon,
where-
and the Intellichea.
But the only new thing we learned was what those words mean. As for the reason Pharaoh's trying to kill you, it seems we won't know unless we go and ask him directly.
We didn't learn what those words mean. We specifically did not learn what Intellichea means, other than presumably Pharaoh is one of the Intellichea. And the only thing we know about the Child of the Full Moon is the legend. That doesn't give us any more information. We already knew that. Go
So
ahead.
not only does where mean human, it means an adult male human.
But you heard what he was saying.
So no
If I go to
female
meet Pharaoh,
werewolves.
he'll just wipe me out.
Which is going to be unfortunate when we meet Bellius.
Yep.
It looks like we'll never know the truth
Or
then.
at least that's what it
all
meant in
this-
like Germanic
Yeah.
cultures.
It's
And
like I'm
like,
being
you know,
told
words
that I
change
should
over
just
time.
give up.
So
Obviously.
No, no way.
Maybe.
but what is annoying is that people use like say like wear something and replace wolf, right? like in one of the Sonic games, he turns into a wolf-like creature, and they call him a werehog.
Yeah, okay.
Where he's not human, hog. He's not a hog. He's a hedgehog.
Yeah, but where
and none of those words have wolf in it.
Where hedgehog sounds too much.
Yeah, but he's also not human. He's not where.
But he is humanoid.
He would be a hedgehog wolf. That's literally what it would have to be.
He is of a humanoid form. It's like an elf turning into a werewolf doesn't have a different name for being an elf wolf. We still call it a werewolf. It's just the were stands for humanoid rather than specifically human in that context.
Right. But werehog? Where's the wolf?
What? Wait, was he a werewolf?
Yeah, he was a hedgehog that turned into a lichen.
Okay, so he turned into a wolf-like creature.
Yes.
Then he
was in Sonic Unleashed.
Then he should not have been a werehog. He should have just been a werewolf.
Right. But he's not human.
but humanoid.
He's humanoid, sure.
Maybe what I'm trying so hard to
And
figure
he's not a
out
hog.
isn't really that important to know at all.
A hog is a
agreeing with you, Jay.
What do you mean?
If I'd never met you,
It's
Yuri,
just so
and I
wrong.
just kept living my
on
life in that
every
castle,
possible standard.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would have lived without ever knowing about the Child of the Full Moon, or the Antilocheia, or any of that.
You still... Okay, one, the only thing you know about the Child of the Full Moon is the legends that you heard while you were still in the castle. So actually, yeah, you still would have known what you know about the Child of the Full Moon, because all we know right now are legends, except for the fact that the Antilocheia, which we don't know anything about them, want to kill the Child of the Full Moon. That's the only new information you have, Estelle, and you're acting like you've broken the code.
So maybe I could just go on living without knowing why Pharaoh wants me dead.
So you're saying you should just go back to the capital?
I think that's definitely an option.
If that's what you want to do, I won't stop you.
Yuri.
Our contract with you is null and void at this point, after all.
Lols.
No, it's not.
That's
true. Well, yeah, it is.
It's just, I don't really like
relieve them
hypothetical
of the contract.
situations. They're not real life. And I'm not too good at pretending to forget things that I already know. If you can do that, then I don't have any problem with it. But can you really?
Then I can't do that either. But I have no idea what I should do in this sort of situation.
You want to know the truth, but you don't know what to do. That'd be a good summary of your situation, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Gotcha! Doesn't give any advice! Just
Gotcha.
sums up the situation and is like, so you're saying you would like some sort of answers, but you have no idea what to do about that, right? Yes. Okay, cool. Walks away. This fucking guy.
That's funny.
You're always out walking around, aren't you?
Yes, I guess
How
I'm a
dare
pretty
you be a
restless
walking?
person.
I don't believe it. I think every single time she goes outside, she's fucking talking to her dragon.
That's unexpected.
You seem to have some
Bagul
problems
or
staying put
Baul?
yourself.
Raul?
Something like that.
I'm pretty restless myself.
Lies. And literally, the only reason I go to the exit of every town in these instances is because I know that's where Judith is going to be now.
That's not so unexpected, I think. Maybe it's the wanderlust coming back to me from when I used to fly around with Baul all the time.
Yeah, back when you were wearing that weird white armor.
Yes. Are you going to look for Pharaoh by yourself?
Nah,
Oh, then where were you planning on going?
only a walk.
Oh, I see.
Doesn't it seem like we've been meeting this way a lot recently?
No, must be your imagination.
Don't gaslight me. Like, what the fuck, woman? Repeat. You're my favorite. Because you don't say all of the inane shit that the rest of these people say. Oh, goodness. Hey, Patty.
Would you like a skewer?
Yep, okay, I think legitimately...
They're just talking about food on a stick.
Yeah? But I feel like that's all three of those items.
Let's see. Daikon, cake, and... Where's the egg?
The egg is in the center.
Oh, wow. What's a brown-ass egg?
Well, yeah, but it's one of those, like, the century eggs or whatever?
No.
Okay, maybe not a century egg, because those are funky, but they still do the whole, fuck, I don't know the process, but it's
Sure,
basically, like, dunked in soy for hours, and it seeps in. Like, you know.
Is it any good?
Why don't you try it out? It's my grandfather's secret recipe.
What? But didn't you say you had amnesia?
I know everything there is to know about Eifried. I traveled all over researching about him after all. That's how I figured out Eifried was the one who told me my name was Patty.
Eifried told you your name?
That's my oldest memory. Just remembering that fond look makes me feel all warm inside. I don't know whether he's really my grandfather or not, but I feel that he was such an important person to me that I can't help but think that's who he is.
I see. Still, it might have been smarter to keep that to yourself.
Maybe.
But...
You're used to it, huh?
I don't let small stuff like that bother me.
Crying gets you nowhere, was it? But even if you understand that in your head, your emotions aren't necessarily gonna listen.
I'm more patient than a camouflaged stone flounder sitting still in a field of stones.
What?
Stone flounder? You know, like a stonefish? Like, literally the one of the most poisonous creatures on this planet?
Oh yeah?
Fuck if I know.
Your info broker turned his back on you too.
It's nothing. Things will work out. Tomorrow is another day. What will be, will be. In any case, you need to eat up if you want to cheer up.
I don't disagree with that one, Patty. Eat your feelings.
This is good.
Didn't I tell ya?
Sure, I'll take that. Dry-eyed dame. Can we sleep? Does that progress?
Doesn't seem like it.
Well, Patty's gone now. People are no longer in the position that they were previously in.
So that means
Glad you could
we
make
can
it.
leave.
Sorry to keep you waiting. You'll be heading back too, right?
Yes. Thanks to your help, we've recovered our strength. We were thinking we'd cross the desert with you all. That is, if you don't mind.
Just make sure you don't go wandering off.
How about us? What's our plan after this?
I'm headed for the Air Crane and the Wiesen of Kados. But I am curious about the Entelikeia, too.
I have the honored task of delivering this letter here to Bellius.
I'd like to meet Bellius once myself. I mean, seriously, the Duce. I want to see just what kind of person the leader of the only guild to rival Altosk really is.
Bellius?
Yeah. Bellius is the Duce of Palestrale, which governs Nordopolica. She's the most important person there.
You're friends with someone that amazing, Carol?
He said he wants to meet her. That would imply they have never met, Patty.
What is this writing? You know what it's like?
I guess they could be pen pals.
It feels like they translated directly from Japanese without using the context of the sentences before or after them.
I think it's two things. No, okay. Alright. Realistically, I think it's three things, but I'm gonna be forgiving on the third thing. But I think the two main things are both you being right about that, right? Like, the first one is I do think that the translation is probably a little rough, and it's a lot of direct translating rather than translating intent into an American English style that makes sense, right? Which is a pretty common problem with translations in video games, right? Two, and you also have mentioned this, I think there's probably quite a bit of issue in this edition, the definitive edition, because of the inclusion of Patty having to warp the context of the discussions to include Patty into the scenes, right? So I bet
there's so much more game left, and she's like, her inclusion changes
like this
everything.
Her asking this or her saying this and triggering us would never have happened in the regular edition because she didn't exist in the regular edition, right? So we would never have even had the scenario. So obviously the conversations warp a little bit with that. So those are the two things. And then the third thing, as I said, try to be a little nice about the third thing. But it's just this is why a lot of people make fun of JRPGs, is because the writing is oftentimes just not great.
Let me just say, I just finished Expedition 33 a few days ago, and the writing is immaculate. Like, I'm not saying like the plots, what happens and everything, but like the way people talk to each other,
it feels
like their convictions when they speak, what they are saying, it all feels genuine.
I think
right?
As a whole, we are seeing the art form of the industry, right? Like, for all the things that happen that are negative in the gaming industry, because like we talk about things and we experience things, and there's a lot that happens that we can feel bad about from the concept of video games and how they're developed and what they cost and the impact of society and blah 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 blah, right? But from a general standpoint, right, like the medium of video games is increasing in its like the general skill is increasing with regards to not just like graphics and things like that, but writing, right? Like the people who, and this is not a knock. This is this is fully understandable, right? But like the people who started making video games 40 years ago, right? Like they were not great storytellers because they were not writers. Many of them were not legitimately writers. And you get a couple here or there, and that's where you get some of like the honored classics, right? Is when someone who either was a writer or is maybe like a little more of a hobbyist gets involved in a project like that, and we're all like, oh, this classic RPG had such a great story. And if we play it now, we're like, okay, actually the story is okay, it's good, but it's not like amazing, right? And that's because those people were not writers, and we're now getting to the point to where they are including like legitimate writers in video game development, right? You know, it's not just like, oh, hey, this team is working on a video game and we have slapped a story together and someone on the team is quote unquote the writer, right? No, it's legitimately like people are like, okay, we have a writing room. We are putting together a full like group of individuals. That's what they do.
Some people have
right?
a hired lore master.
Right? Like absolutely. And that raises the level of polish and skill and craft in the medium as a whole. And that's great. And that is not present right here. No shade.
All that to come back around.
No shade. Because I get it. Like, when I was like, some of my favorite games from when I was growing up, I have replayed them in recent history, and I have had to be like, okay, I still have rose-tinted glasses, I still enjoy this game, but if I'm being honest, story is not nearly as good as I remember it. It could be, right? Like, I think this is a key feature about a lot of these games that people have, like, nostalgia glasses for, right? Is that concept of, like, when you're young and you're playing a game like this, your mind...
You don't pay attention to that.
Well, it's not necessarily that you're not paying attention to that. It's that you are less critical when you are young, right? Like, so when you are young, your mind, you're automatically filling in all of these plot holes or pieces that don't make sense, and your mind is just like, oh, well, I bet what's happening is this. Oh, I think that it's probably like this. And your mind is interpreting it because, generally speaking, you're more imaginative when you're younger, you're more critical when you're older, right? So we are critiquing things now that we are older rather than letting our imagination run wild. And that's why people have rose-tinted glasses from, like, games from their childhood, right?
Yeah. And I will say, like, playing this game again after having not touched it in so long,
sure,
I feel like I feel the weight of the glasses more than I ever have. I feel them pulling on my ears, pressing on the bridge of my nose.
At the same time, I am a critical person because I'm really into storytelling and writing and like dialogue and things like that. However, I will admit, and you'll see me do this when I play games, especially on my own a lot, where I'm like, this game has a lot of potential. It's not hitting, like I did with, like, Aedan Chronicles, for example, right? Like, this game has a lot of potential. If it did this and this and this instead, it would be telling the story in a better way. And this game's pretty similar, right? But I think this game is more in that kind of like JRPG, kind of like, especially Tales kind of field, where it's like, oftentimes, as much as I love those games, the stories are often mediocre, and they're very pieced together from plot A, plot B, plot C, plot D, all the way down to Z. They just kind of go, well, we want these plot points to happen.
This has to happen.
We don't care how you get there, just make it work. And that does not a good story make. Right? You know?
Huh? Friends?
So,
well,
anyways, we digress as per normal.
Oops.
I think at this point, like, part of the fun that we have is, okay, when you and I are...
We stopped again. We made one bubble go away.
we had one bubble of text. Hold on. Like, okay, when we play a game like Ship of Fools, for example, right? We did not... There was a marginal amount of story in that, some little goofy stuff, whatever kind of thing. We didn't care because we were playing that exclusively for the interactive gameplay with each other. And it was rare that we would just sit there and have tangents. They happened on occasion, but it was significantly rarer because we were there to get into the action.
Yeah, we wanted to just shoot shit.
Yeah, we were just there to get into the action. So when we are playing a game for the action, we are much less likely to do these tangents. But when we're playing a game where one of the main focuses is the story, then that's part of what we're here for. So that's when we go off on all these tangents, is because if the story is not hitting us in the way that we feel like it should be, we're like, oh, well, let's fill the gap by going in on a tangent.
It's Nordopolica for me too.
I swear,
we
we
see
could
what
take
Flynn has to say about those
the
nice
raw
and Mantic.
video footage and cut out the audio from when we start tangenting, and there you go, fucking podcast done.
Probably, honestly, like I think you and I would do great. Just like, you know what we should do, probably, is what we should do is we should do like an after game review podcast. Like whenever we finish a game.
The problem with that is that we get out all our feelings in the game.
Oh, are you telling me like we couldn't look back at one of the games that we've played?
We're just like bringing up things that we've already talked about.
True, and it's all consolidated in one particular video.
There's like the dedicated Rita section.
Yeah, I mean that's what we do though. We know like if we were doing something like that, we could go through a game playing, and then maybe like take notes here or there, and then when we finish a game, we're like, okay. We'll do this recap like episode, special stream recap episode on this day, and we can both come in prepared and just talk for an hour about things, and it would just be a podcast basically.
The podcast would be called Denouement. Of course.
Yeah, there you go.
I want to know why the Antilochea hate the child of the full moon.
I want to know what the Antilochea actually are.
Which means I have to meet Pharaoh.
But there's gotta be another way that doesn't involve Pharaoh.
Right. Besides, walking around in the desert just looking for him wouldn't be easy.
Why don't we all head for Nordopolica then? You're only looking to find out the reason you were attacked by the Antilochea, correct?
Yes?
Why did you hesitate there, Judith? This isn't a criticism, this is a legitimate question. What do you know that you are... obviously you know a lot, but what do you know that you're not telling us, Judith?
I imagine Bellius could tell you if you met with her.
Yo, you know she hiding a bunch of shit, though.
Why? What? 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 What about anything that we know about Bellius or has been said about Bellius or anything about Bellius in any way, shape, form, or fashion has ever implied in any way, shape, form, or fashion that Bellius would know why the Antilochea, which we just fucking found out about, hates the child of the full moon? What? What has happened? What has been discussed? What information in any way, shape, form, or fashion? I swear to God, if she doesn't immediately tell us after this, then this is just another fucking example of we're gonna go from plot D to plot E, and we don't have an idea of how to get there. Oh, just have Judith say that Bellius might know.
Well, only one way to find out.
Why? Because of the connection between the Antilochea and the Colosseum?
I do remember Jaeger mumbling something about the Antilochea of Nordopolica.
What?
Did he?
Yeah,
I don't think he did.
He said like a single line. And I swear to God, it's all that it was something Antilochea of Nordopolica, blah 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 blah, the Palestrale. Like,
okay, so he at least said something.
It was legitimately just it's like a line they shoved into whatever he said, just so that they could at a later date be like, yeah, he said something about that, didn't he?
Imagine if
we can believe
a
anything he
D&D
told
player,
us,
had that kind of recollection.
Oh God.
Like, I would love that. Just to be like, oh, remember when this one person said this thing so many fucking months ago?
Well, you know.
Instead, I'm sitting there hitting Control F in my notes trying to find
Sibelius.
anything.
Good enough?
I'm lucky to have written that shit down.
Like, you all remember some pretty obscure things when playing D&D, but that's like everyone. Everyone has that kind of like scenario where their brain like holds on to some specific thing, like grabs onto it, and is just like, why do you remember that? Why don't you remember all this other shit I told you, but you remember that?
True enough. All right then, Nordopolica it is.
Right. First, let's get back to Mantake.
What about Patty?
If I remember correctly, there were some people in Nordopolica who didn't think too highly of Patty.
I'll be fine, as long as I don't run into any of them.
Yeah, but why?
As soon as I'm out in the open sea, everything will be okay.
Okay.
Then, will you come with us?
Aye.
No.
That I will.
That's not especially strong reasoning, but okay. I'll take it.
Didn't Peleus only meet with people on the night of the new moon?
Yes. It's been stated many times.
We'll have to get a move on if we're going to see her. I'll kick myself if we miss the new moon and have to wait another month.
I still cannot believe that no one is like, why? No one is over here just freaking out, being very angry about why? Why will she only meet with people on the night of the... Why? Why is no one annoyed by that? Or questioning it? Or upset by it? Or anything? Okay, let's make sure you do not have the heavy draw on. Okay, heavy arrow is not on. Gotcha.
Good. Why would you spend 10 points? The damage is not that great of an improvement. Like, I'm pretty sure your DPS is mostly unchanged.
Huh?
That's assuming you can even hit. I already had trouble hitting when they were going at the regular speed.
Okay.
That's the kind of shit you only turn on when you want Raven to be played by the AI.
I had no idea there were villages in the middle of the sands of Kagor.
I'm impressed they've managed to live here without a barrier to protect them.
They don't even have outer walls. Any monster could destroy this village easy. I don't feel like I could really get a good night's sleep in a place like this.
I do wonder how they handle the danger of wild monsters.
I guess everyone in town is just really strong.
Could you be any more stupid?
Alright, let's get out of this fucking
Just
time
shut
locked
up,
town.
Rita.
I mean, she is right, but she's a bitch about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, you know me, I'm not on Team Carol either, but like, still shut the fuck up.
Wait, is that the direction?
Ugh. You know what? I keep thinking about this, right? Because I brought up that you know, I mentioned Expedition 33 and the writing in that game, right? And the way people talk to one another.
Yeah.
There's this one scene I'm thinking about. It's fairly early on in the game. Not a spoiler. Expedition 33. Clearly there's been other expeditions, right? And shit
what to do?
goes wrong,
Is there a
right?
problem?
I'll
Things
die
go wrong
if
in
I can't
video
take a
games,
shower
right?
once a day. And in a dry old desert like
And
this.
one of the characters,
Really?
Faith, is kind of
Rita, you have
shaken
to do
in
something.
their goal.
Idiot.
And
She'll
one
be
of the
fine.
characters talks about like
It's not like she's
one of
a
the
flower.
things they say
Going
when they
without a
join the
shower won't kill
expedition.
you. It's been 10
when one
days since I
falls,
last
we
showered,
move
actually.
on, right? Or
It's
we
been that
continue
long?
on. And she
I'd
makes
be
a
on
point
my
to say,
deathbed if I were
not
you.
if,
I sense a
when,
faint but pleasant
right?
scent
You know, try
coming
to
from you, Rita.
drive home that point.
Got it. Rita's not
And
a
the
flower. She's a
way she
prickly
spoke
cactus.
that, like, is with such like real conviction, like, and we're playing this, and I'm trying to see if there was like any time where somebody says something with that kind of like
Conviction?
spirit.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And it's not here.
This is one of the legitimate problems. Oh, we don't have a water meter anymore.
Oh,
I guess
it's just we don't need that anymore.
Yeah, that doesn't matter anymore.
I mean, now you need to go find that healing save point.
No, I don't care anymore. But yeah, you're right. It's absolutely, and I think that's a good example of the things you dislike, in video games or in. So how do I want to say this? I think that's a good indicator of the type of character you dislike. So, for example, you really hate some of the jokey characters in video games?
Yeah, I do tend to like not be super happy about like the characters whose like entire purpose is comedic relief, right?
Yeah. And like especially when those characters show up in RPGs, you are often very dismissive of them. And I think part of the reason why that is the case is probably because like so okay, take example, Selfie?
Yeah, in Final Fantasy VIII.
In 8, right?
Yep.
Now, obviously, you have issues with 8 aside, but many of the characters in 8 are somewhat serious, and there is some gravitas to the overall proceedings of the story.
Yeah.
And a lot of what she is not that.
Right. Yes, correct.
Which
like,
I think that lack of sincerity is one of the things that helps like fuel your disdain for those types of characters.
Yeah, like you just saying the name makes me recall selfie moments, and I'm just like, God, I hate this character.
God, I hate it.
Like, there's this one time they were in a missile silo.
Yeah.
Right, doing something. I can't even remember. It's been so long since I played 8. But for whatever reason, that's big. She started slamming buttons on a control panel, like willy-nilly, and like, what are you doing? You stupid bitch! Why are you doing that?
Yup.
All right, here we go. Yay!
It's so hot!
That's because Rita keeps using all that fire magic.
It doesn't have anything to do with my magic. The desert's just hot.
Ah! Whatever. It's just really hot.
What? Are you saying I should stop?
I guess we're saying it'd be real nice if you would.
I won't stop.
Huh?
I won't stop. I like it.
Aren't you hot too? Come on.
I'm hot, but using the magic makes me feel so good that I forget all about being hot, all right?
Oh, Rita's nuts!
She is just an insufferable bitch.
That is definitely riding into that line. It's also
like,
not
actual shitty person.
It's also nonsensical because it's like there's no way you made it to this point in the game with her not having water magic. So she just as easily could be like, yeah, I'm using water magic in the desert. Like,
shouldn't you be using this a little?
Ooh, that's.
It's like, okay, here's a thing that maybe I think softens me towards Rita. Okay, and this is gonna be a stretch.
Okay.
Bear with me.
I'm gonna bear with it.
Okay. And I think this kind of harkens back to the earlier conversation with Duke, right? Where we were both like, there's no way Rita would not be losing her shit right now.
Right.
Okay? One of the things I think that has softened me towards Rita is that is not my headcanon of Rita.
Okay.
Because the Rita that is just such a ridiculously crazy, like, unapologetic, insufferable bitch, I do not think could actually function with this group in this story. Right? Like, I think she is a figment of the writers, right? The writers going,
yeah?
Oh no, we let's make her be an insufferable bitch, right? Let's really like amp up her doing like really mean shit and being really like don't get me wrong. I think she's mean. I think she's a bitch. But we get glimpses like that where we're like, how the fuck could she possibly function with these people? How could these people function with her around? Right? To the point to where there are instances where story happens and you see scenarios where both you and I are like, there's no way Rita would be quiet right now. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's because the real Rita isn't this indescribably insufferable bitch. The real Rita is just a mean bitch. Right? Like, and the writers just ham that shit up for the characterization or the caricature of the insufferable bitch. Right? So my headcanon of Rita is basically just a slightly less insufferable version of Rita. Because I think if you were actually to have Rita at her worst moments, it's such of a stretch I could pull that for 10 miles. Absolutely. But like legitimately, I don't think it would make it like the worst moments we've seen from Rita. I don't think she would make it with this party.
Probably not. But here's the thing. She is that way, and the party does put up with it. Like, that's some crazy, like, there's no kind of, like, explaining it away.
But
like,
you get what I'm saying, though, right? Like,
yeah, no, I see it's like...
It's the over-caricature of her character, right? Like, if Rita, take everything that she's done, if she was just kind of mean, popped off with shit, occasionally hit Carol, and was rude to Raven, right? Like, would we be livid at her all the time? No, we wouldn't be livid at her all the time. We'd just be like, oh, she's a mean bitch, right? And we move on. And in those instances, at the same time, we also wouldn't be like, wait, this cutscene, there's no way Rita would be quiet right there, right? Like, we wouldn't be having those moments.
With Duke, no, she would have blown a fucking gasket.
So that's my point, right? Is that, like, that's the version of Rita that actually could exist in this game. And the way that she has been written legitimately doesn't function in the game, to the point to where in scenes where if she would act like she normally does, they just have her be silent. Like legitimately, right? Like, that's the so
sure.
in my concept of the story of this game being a better story, Rita is not as heinous of a bitch.
But she is.
Yes, I get it. It's super stretch. Super stretch.
Yo, how long you been making taffy, bro?
If I rewrote Tales of Vesperia, Rita would still be a bitch, but she would not be as insane a bitch as she currently is. How about that?
Sure.
Which would in turn not call into question those moments where she's not just basically has a fucking cone of silence on her.
Oh man. All right,
ma'am.
Let's go.
Also, how's it going, Viv? Welcome back to the rant session. That is.
What do you mean? The rant section. That was a rant section.
No. The entire time we're playing is the rant session.
Yeah.
It's been a so-so week. Like there've been highs, but there have definitely been lows.
That's the logical outcome.
I'm definitely excited to get into another week and it hopefully have more highs than lows. But you know, I'm making it. God damn it! I don't want to be in this desert anymore.
You don't want to fight the super boss?
Not really.
With the pentatail?
I'm sure you have already recognized.
Can a clear seal crystal really be used to make a barrier?
If they could, and we had enough, we'd be able to make as many barriers as we wanted.
Then even areas that suffer frequent monster attacks could be assured safety.
Yeah, but if it were possible, wouldn't something like that have happened by now?
Maybe it's best not to get our hopes up about it then.
Ever the realist, I see.
All I'm doing is speculating on the most probable outcome.
Actually, I think that's what being a realist means.
Also, there's no way that they would have brought up Blastia and barriers and clear CL crystals and Rita not have freaked out on them. Anyways, what I was gonna say is Jay, you've played many video games with me at this point. I'm sure you have come to be able to identify when I am basically done with a video game story or not. And we have definitely hit that point on Tales of Vesperia. So like, it's not a scenario of me not enjoying it, but I've definitely got to the point to where...
Well, I mean, the combat's still fine.
Yeah.
It's Tales combat. Like,
and not even just the Tales combat. Oh. What am I learning?
What are you casting?
Spiral Flare.
Whoa!
Fun. But also... somehow not quite as good. What I was gonna say is it's not even just a situation of like, it's like I can be over a game's story and still like with Sea of Thieves, right? Or not Sea of Thieves, Ship of Fools, right?
Yeah. I know.
Like it's a scenario of I can still wholly enjoy a game and be completely tuned out of the game's story. And I'm not completely tuned out of this story, but I've definitely hit the point to where I probably don't care about side objectives anymore.
We had side objectives?
Well, yeah. Move to the nearest exit. I don't want to touch that because I'm worried that it's going to take me back to the fucking thing. Well, like, side objective would be, like, random bosses, you know?
Right, okay.
From behind? Oh, man.
Cowards!
Did you just throw a bomb at that? She did. She's throwing bombs at people. He now has bombs.
Duke certainly has an air of mystery about him.
He's a real man.
Patty prefers masculine fellas, I see.
I thought he was pretty cold. Would it have killed him to listen to us a little?
Maybe he was caught off guard. We did just kind of show up out of nowhere.
Did one of us say anything rude to him?
Probably you, Rita. Ha! Ow! Ow! Hey, no hitting!
I wonder if he's always lived here in Jormungand.
Who knows? I didn't get the feeling he'd been here all that long, though.
Duke is pretty weird, but this whole town is pretty weird, too.
It is weird, but you could live a quiet, comfortable life here.
We are no longer here. Why did this skit happen outside of the town? Like, I'm confused. You know what?
How is it possible to keep up with your spell names when they are not in English?
I don't use these.
Oh. Step on that one. Thank you.
I fucking missed? Yeah, that game that spell has far too much of a wind up for it to not auto target.
Thank you, thank you.
This power.
Yike. Big yike.
Don't get sloppy.
Those are probably flying. I probably shouldn't bother.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Yay!
High five.
Let's
Yeah,
eliminate them.
Glimmering. Oh, stun? Really? I still got it all. Fuck you.
Nice.
You thought you could win? Too bad.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da, ba-da-ba-ba-da. Okay. I also just hate the design of this desert. Like, you're gonna give me a massive, like, open space where enemies just pop in and out of existence? I hate it.
Yeah, it's like this is the only way they knew how to keep encounters like refreshing at all times in the dungeon.
This is definitely, to me, this is like one of those scenarios of like, this is an indicator of why you don't, like, just don't have... Actually, you know what? Like, hold on.
Yeah?
Okay, excluding the overworld, the rest of this game literally has set enemy placement.
Yep. Correct.
Then why the fuck does this dungeon just not have set enemy placement?
Because they gave it not set. They wanted the desert to be amorphous, an enigma, random.
Yeah, that sucks.
Look,
It's
man, I don't
really
know.
annoying. It could have been
We had to run
half
through the
the
desert a bunch
size
and
and had
Secret of Evermore.
actual set enemies. Oh, please.
Uh-oh.
Please let the correct direction be left.
Uh-oh.
Please let the correct direction be left.
Uh-oh. They're fast.
Why is everything so fast?
Hey, look, we're getting our grinding in at least.
I guess.
Ooh, good job, Yuri.
Oh, guess we're done.
I guess we're done. Ah! I was right, it was to the left.
Hey! We made it!
Ah!
Didn't even fight the optional.
Yeah, there's
oh,
some...
look, we're back at the town.
Yeah, there's some, like, fucking... We're gonna have to go back to that desert, I swear.
Man, you seem to hate that desert worse than the one in Secret of Evermore.
Like, that desert was fine. That desert was just...
Whew,
Keep going north.
We're finally here. I've seen enough sand to last me a lifetime.
You're telling me.
I hate the sand. It's rough and
Is
coarse.
no one gonna react to this? Is everyone really so unobservant?
I just haven't seen Cumore yet.
Look, there are people outside the town.
Yeah.
Wonder if that means the curfew's been lifted. Cumore!
Easy now. Haste makes waste.
What are you talking about? Just go kill him!
Indeed. We
That's
need to be
vigilante
cautious
justice,
here and
and
see
that's
what's going
wrong.
on.
Just go kill him!
Yeah, well, hold on.
Hurry,
hold your
all
horses.
aboard. Let's all enjoy a nice little tour of the desert, shall we?
But while we're gone, the children!
I promise riches to anyone who can bring me the remains of that giant winged monster. Then your children will be able to live in the lap of luxury.
Just Raven, Rita, Estelle, Patty, anyone with a ranged option, just shoot that man right now, and it's done.
Patty, you know her ranged weapon.
She's got a gun!
Binoculars.
It shoots laser beams, yes, from her binoculars.
Stop your whining. I told you vermin to get aboard. Now get moving this instant.
That's just how we were sent into the desert.
Why don't they get on board themselves?
Because they must know just how dangerous this desert is, just like what happened to us.
The giant winged monster must be Pharaoh.
Yeah, but what's he want to capture Pharaoh so bad for?
Well, what are we gonna do? We
He
can't
didn't
just
say
stand by and watch,
capture.
can
He
we?
said corpse. He said bring me the corpse.
I don't think it's a good idea to go right now.
I'm afraid that idiot isn't going to listen to anything a princess would say.
So are we just gonna let more people get shipped out into the desert to die out there after we just rescued 2 other people?
Then what should we do?
Carol, come here a sec.
What? Yeah, I could do that, but I'd need tools. Wait, you mean...
Yes, perhaps this will help.
How convenient.
You can go take the wheels off the wagon,
You guys
Carol?
better bail me out if this goes bad.
So you did pick that up?
Well, it was just lying there. I thought it might be useful.
Yeah, a little 5-finger supply.
Do you have any idea at all when she picked up that wrench?
No, absolutely not. They needed it for this point in the story.
You
so
know
she had
what would have
one.
been cool? You know what would have been cool? You know
Had
what
she-
would... you
Had
know-
she picked one up and
You-
they made a point to show her picking
if
it up?
If we had a moment where Rita and Judith were talking in maybe a shop or something like that, and Judith, like, we saw Judith 5-finger a wrench and, like, put it in her pocket or some shit.
You see her clothes, you know she ain't got no fucking pocket.
Whatever.
What's he doing?
My thoughts exactly, Rita.
Now about all we can do is leave it up to the kid.
For once, agree with Rita.
What is it with these commoners? They're slower than slugs. Get aboard, damn you!
Sir Cumore, everyone is aboard.
Everyone except yourself.
What? Me?
Those who do their jobs slowly will never learn without punishment.
Sir Cumore, please, I beg of you. I have a wife and daughter.
If you'd like to stay here, I'm sure I could arrange for them to go in your place. Now be gone with you.
Carol, don't worry. That young man is very capable.
Shoot the lasers.
Why do you have binoculars out? Y'all are like 20 feet away.
What's going on? Who was it that readied this coach? Fix the blasted coach. I will find out who's responsible for this.
I've got to hand it to the little runt.
Is it just me, or is it really strange? Plot convenience. It's a hell of a drug. Is it just me, or is it really strange for the town at the oasis of this desert area, because that's where we're at, right? Why is Cumore putting people into a wagon, carriage, coach, whatever you want to call it, to ship them to the desert where they will presumably die? Why isn't, like, we didn't get in a coach to ride to the desert. We walked out of town into the desert. We know Cumore doesn't care about their comfort or the ease. Like, why is there... Okay. The point I'm trying to get at is I'm pretty sure there's only a fucking wagon in this instance so that we can give Carol a wrench to stop the wagon from leaving. And even in that situation, why would Cumore then not just be like, well, wagon's broke, get to fucking walking? Like...
You did it.
Am I making sense here, Jay?
No, yeah, absolutely.
Like...
My heart was pounding
what
like a
the
drum.
Fuck?
This won't do anything more than buy us some time, though.
And of course, it's got the... And I'm aware, I get what the scenario is. This buys time for Yuri to off Cumore in the middle of the night with his vigilante justice.
I think it's about all we can do at the moment.
We're still in the middle of our journey, after all.
Yeah, Cat and Carol would start crying if we tried to tackle the knights head on.
How about we make ourselves scarce before people start getting too curious?
I suppose we'll be on our way then.
Yeah, I'm sure your kids will be so happy to see you. But there won't always be someone around to save you.
Thank you again for all your help.
People are just gonna get shipped off again. Somebody's got to do something about this. Also, I like how Raven's like, we should make ourselves scarce, and then Yuri's like, let's go stay at the end.
Yeah,
using your
the place
power
you
to
go to
terrorize
be
people.
scarce.
There's not a soul in the lower
Well,
quarter
there's
that
no
evil.
other people.
You've gone too far this time, Cumore.
Okay. The thing about it is he got away with the first one. He's not gonna get away with the second one. Not
It's
scot-free.
like Spider-Man. Everybody gets one.
Yeah, you get the one, but you're not gonna get away with the second one. Either someone bad is going to catch you, or someone good is going to catch you, which is just as bad. Potentially.
Oh, you've returned safe from... Welcome back.
Looks like they've still got guards watching him.
You must be tired. Please enjoy your stay.
Okay.
That Cumore punk is really a lousy guy.
Why are there so many lousy guys in the world?
It's probably some kind of disease.
It's gotta be the disease they call stupidity.
Oh, I thought we were gonna go with the disease called being male.
So you do catch on. I bet you're right.
I wonder why they're trying to capture Pharaoh.
I don't know, but at this rate, they're gonna send all of the adults in the town out into the desert.
Also,
no, you're gonna have a town completely run by kids.
again, plot convenience is the only reason why these people. Okay, let's think about this logically. As a commander, even if Cumore is truly evil and stupid, right? Like, if his goal is to capture Pharaoh,
alive or dead,
surely he cannot think that he is going to be successful doing so by shipping 4 or 5 regular villagers out into the desert at a time.
They're not like they ain't got no attacks. They ain't got no HPs
or anything else like trapping skills or fucking like
Lastia necessary to do arts.
Anything, right? Like so it doesn't, like, it's a nonsensical concept. It doesn't make any sense. It would be one thing if he like came into town and he press ganged the entire town into like a platoon and was like, okay, you're all marching into the desert with my knights' spears at your back, and we're all gonna go find Pharaoh and you're gonna be our meat shields. Or even if it was like I'm taking you all to this place in the middle of the desert to sacrifice you to draw the attention of Pharaoh, and then my men are gonna take down Pharaoh. Right? Like there's so many like other potential options. Like it's nonsensical to think that even someone as evil and atrocious as Cumore would be like, my goal is to capture Pharaoh. I'm gonna send a couple of villagers
Bob the farmer
at a time into the desert. It would be one thing if he was just like, oh yeah, I just rule this place right now and I'm bored, so I'm gonna send 4 or 5 people into the desert just because I think it's fun. Right? Like, so the point I'm getting at is it feels like this whole send villagers into the desert thing only even exists so that Yuri has a reason to vigilante justice Cumore.
I mean,
and again, we get to that concept of like plot D to plot E, right? Is like their scenario is in the writing, like bullet points, we have Yuri vigilante justices Cumore, and we're like, how do we get there? Oh, well, I guess we could piss off Yuri by having Cumore sacrifice villagers in the desert. How do we do that? He can send them out to try to capture Pharaoh? Like, it's just so...
Yeah, no, that sounds about right.
It's like the only reason why it exists in this manner, because it doesn't make any sense on like an objective, like an achievable objective.
And once the adults are gone, it might be the children's turn next.
Because how's that gonna work? Oh, I sent all of the adults into the desert piecemeal, and they all died and couldn't capture Pharaoh for me. I guess I'll start sending the children now, because surely that'll work.
Yeah, they'll fare better.
They'll figure it out.
No, that can't happen. If I just spoke to him as a representative of the Imperial family.
Are you forgetting what happened in Heliord?
Yeah, Estelle. He didn't care that you were the princess at all.
He tried to kill you. Or have you killed?
He's not the kind of person who'll reasonably listen to the words of a princess.
Whatever happened to the talk of going to Nordopolica?
So should we help the townspeople, or should we help ourselves?
Rita.
Don't you want to know what the Entelekea is thinking?
Oh, this hurts. This really hurts. This... Rita's response right there, and Judith's response. So many times in this game, we have been so helpful to people. We go out of our way to rescue people. We rescue kids. We reunite kids with their parents. We help random people in need. And when they want, they just go, oh yeah, okay, well, we don't want the party to stay here and help the townsfolk, right? Because if they did that, then Yuri wouldn't have to do his vigilante justice thing. So let's make the party suddenly be super crass and not care and think that it's more important to go to Nordopolica to get information about the Entelekea instead, even though we don't even know why we care about that yet.
If so, you should put this whole business with Cumore out of your mind for the time being.
It's a strange feeling to be agreeing with you, but...
Yeah, it's a strange feeling because it makes no sense for either of your characters.
I think we should focus on meeting Belius for now. Even if we captured Cumore, we wouldn't have the authority to try him for his crimes.
Yeah,
if we can't do anything about him, we should focus on
I guess our hands are tied.
We've literally, and the other thing about this is it's so funny to me. We've literally just killed people in the field. Like, we've fought plenty of monsters, plenty of people, fought people, killed people. We fought and killed what's-his-face, and there was no, oh, we don't have the authority to try this guy. Nope. We just fight them. We don't care about whether or not we kill them in that instance. But in this particular instance, we don't have the authority to try Cumore just so that Yuri can go do his vigilante justice thing. Like, it's so pigeonholed.
If only Flynn were here.
What would Flynn do?
Where is he?
That's a good fucking question. Flynn wouldn't be able to do anything either.
I wish I knew.
Also, here's the thing. Flynn is going to be here. Flynn's going to be the person who catches Cumore or Yuri killing Cumore. And then Flynn's going to have to bring Yuri to justice because he's broken the law and committed murder.
Well,
guess we can't kill two birds with one stone.
There were aspects about your comments that were right, and there were aspects about your comment that were not right.
Well, you know, fair enough. I can't get them all right. Yeah. I'm often shooting off the cuff.
Yep.
Firing from the hip.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Estelle. We don't mean to be ganging up on you.
You do mean to be gay. You're specifically written in this instance to gang up on Estelle and pressure her to make it to be that the party doesn't do anything about this thing that they would obviously normally do something about, so that Yuri can do his vigilante justice.
Isn't that what Brave Vesperia is? One of the things that they are is like, you know,
justice.
Injustice anywhere.
Yeah.
It disgusts me too, to imagine that jerk snoring all nice and cozy in his bed right now. But...
Rita, I understand.
Lock up a guy like that, and as soon as he's released, he'll just end up doing the same thing again.
Yep, you know what they say. The only cure for stupidity is death.
The only cure for stupidity is death.
Yeah.
Don't say it like you weren't already thinking about it, Yuri. Judith, why are you not in a bed?
Oh, here I go killing again.
Yeah.
I guess I'll have to play by my own rules.
So how do you think he's going to do it, since you don't recall? Like, he basically... I think he just ran Rago through and threw him in the river, right?
Yeah. He just, like, slashed him and he fell into the river.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he legitimately just, like, gets into whatever building Kumor is staying in. Kumor is in bed asleep, and Yuri just...
He Nazguls them in the prancing pony.
Absolutely.
No, okay, all right.
Oh,
wow.
Kumor.
Okay, one, don't speak.
I know what you're thinking.
Also, that... What?
Wake the fuck up.
No. Yuri, it's you. What are you doing here? Someone come quick.
Couldn't have taken his sword off of his model.
Yeah,
oh no, he's actually he's actually gonna go for a sword. Never mind. Sure.
Very well. I accept your challenge.
Why is Kumor shaking in his boots? Like, he's legitimately, like, stood to challenge Yuri before. I could understand him being startled, but why is he, like, terrified?
Maybe that's it. Maybe he's just still kind of, like, reeling from the fact that Homie was just, like, chilling at the end of his bed.
I can understand he's shocked and, like, a little, like, jerky and everything like that, but he's, like...
He's skeeved out. Oh, well.
To the point to where he can't defend himself?
You talk too much, Kumor. The time's come for you to make your exit.
Do you have any idea the trouble you're in for even pointing that thing at me?
Yeah.
Wait.
How did you make it through town without alerting anyone else?
I'm not the one to blame. I've just been following orders. I had no choice.
Then don't hate me. Hate whoever gave you your orders.
Wait,
I mean,
how
that's
about
fair.
This? I could use my authority to pardon all of your crimes. A fresh start. I may even be able to have you reinstated as a knight. I have no shortage of money. With enough money, I'm sure I could satisfy your every wish.
And this feels weird to me. Like, this feels weird to me. Like, for all of throughout this game, we've met Kumor multiple times.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I have gotten a lot of impressions from Kumor. Very few of them savory in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Almost all of them he is a complete and utter shitbag. But I never got the impression from him that he was completely incompetent and a coward. Right? Like, full of himself, like, a complete asshat, like, etc., yes. But, like, never once did we, like, have an instance. Like, he drew swords against Yuri previously. Like, it didn't come to anything, but, like...
Oh, it didn't come to blows?
Yeah, I don't believe it came to blows or anything like that. But, like, I never once got the impression that Kumor was, like, a incompetent coward. Right? Like, incapable of defending himself.
Well, now you know.
Do I know, or did the writers just once again write something in? Like, it feels
Go ahead.
weird.
Tell me what it is you want.
There's only one thing I want from you.
And what might that... No, stop! Stay back! Don't come any closer, you beast! I am Kilmore, the captain of the Imperial Knights, the man destined to become Commandant! I beg you, spare my life!
Is that why this rope's here?
Please, no! Not like this! I don't want to go like this!
Alright, what's the physics of this fucking rift of sand where sand is pouring into the rift from both sides, but it never fills? Like, and why is this right on the edge of town?
Yeah.
Like,
it's not safe, is it? It's how they keep monsters out.
How is this not, like, slowly eroding the town? I'm very confused. What?
Tell me, how many times have you heard those very words?
Drowning in sand.
Technically, Yuri did not kill that man. Yuri did not kill that man. Yuri never touched him.
Right, but you don't think he had any involvement in his death?
Manslaughter at most. Definitely not a murder charge. This is like someone breaking into your house, right? You waking up to see the burglar in your house, freaking the fuck out, running out of your house, running 2 miles down the street from your house, and then running into a busy intersection and getting hit by a car. Fault.
Well, that's assuming the burglar was pursuing me into that traffic.
Okay, fine. The burglar was walking slowly down the street in the same direction as you.
Like, he backed me into the traffic.
It really felt like Kumar had directions to go. Honestly. Like, he had a whole village to run through, and he ran to the
then
traffic.
there you go. Not a case of vigilante justice.
I honestly, I don't think we can give this one to Yuri. I don't think he's really at fault in this instance.
Do a thumbs up, Kimor.
Like, at least with Rigaud, he actually swung on the man.
You're right.
My people have taken control of things here. The residents of this town won't suffer any longer.
Well, that statement is true.
How did that happen? When did that happen? It sounds like maybe if a differing knight brigade came into the town that we were staying in, and there was a disagreement between one knight brigade and the other knight brigade, and Flynn had to impose order and take control of the town from the first knight brigade, that maybe there would have been some sort of commotion in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Especially while Yuri was menacingly walking towards Kumor through the town.
See the JoJo,
right? Like,
menacing kanji.
This is so forced. Like, every bit of this second vigilante justice, the reasoning for why it's happening, how it happened, and so far, just this immediate step into the aftermath of it happening feels so forced. It really feels like it was just a plot point on a page, and someone was like, yeah, it just happens. And it's just like, what? Okay, fine. Flynn's group took over the town without any of us knowing about it, and the residents are no longer going to suffer. Great.
That ought to put you one step closer to your next promotion. I'm heading back to the others.
Yuri, we need to talk later.
I know.
Do we? I don't think
I'll be waiting. Down at the lake.
I don't think we need to talk about this, because nothing happened. A crazy coward of a man ran... There's fireworks. There was clearly a fight. There was clearly a fight. How were we not aware that this was happening?
Oh, real tired.
Yuri was awake the entire time.
Who'd have guessed?
What do you
this town
mean,
could
real
ever be this
tired?
lively?
He had television from all the killing he wanted to do.
Okay. I'm gonna do that thing where I fix the story's mistakes. Okay? I'm gonna do that thing where I fix the story's mistakes. Okay. So we're gonna back all the way up to Yuri confronting Kumor in the end. Okay? So first step of fixing the mistake is Yuri wakes him up, right? Because Yuri is a vigilante, but he's not gonna kill a man in his sleep, right? Because he's not that far gone. Yuri wakes him up. They fight. Okay? They fight. Kumor is not a sniveling coward. He's maybe a little spooked, but they fight. Yuri bests Kumor and injures Kumor. As that happens, as Yuri is going in to finish Kumor, two other knights slam into the room, fighting each other. As Kumor's brigade and Flynn's brigade, right, are fighting each other over control of the town.
Okay.
That knocks Yuri aside, right? Allowing Kumor the moment to escape. And in Yuri's mind, Yuri's like, fuck no, I'm not letting that happen. Right? He goes outside. In the distance, he recognizes Flynn. And he realizes Flynn has arrived and is taking control of the situation. Right? And so he sees Flynn, off over here to the right. And he looks and he sees Kumor hobbling off to the left, right? And even though he knows Flynn is here to fix things, he's gonna fix things, right? In his mind, he's seen how things have worked in the past. He knows
that Kumor is going to walk.
That Kumor will probably walk. And so in that moment, he decides, no, this ends here now. And then we see Yuri chasing Kumor through the streets as fighting is happening between the various groups of knights, right? And then we get to the point to where Yuri corners Kumor and we can continue forward from there, right? And that fixes that whole situation, right?
Yeah.
Fixes that whole fucking situation. But instead, we got Kumor turning into an incompetent, sniveling coward when he has shown no indication of being that so far in the game. Right?
Fair. Yeah. Correct.
A battle between the two knight groups happens, but none of us know about it, and Yuri has no clue about it in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Just walks through the town pursuing Kumor, and then Kumor goes and dies, and then Flynn just shows up. But it didn't have to be that way, right? Like, it took me all of 30 seconds to be like, oh, here's how you could have plotted it out to where it fixes all of these issues and turns into a cool scenario for Yuri to, because right then we didn't see Yuri go through anything, right? Like, Yuri just showed up in Kumor's sleeping quarters, kind of knocked Kumor's sword aside with 0 difficulty. Kumor ran away, and then Yuri walked at him. We didn't see any scenario with like Yuri. We could have had a moment where Yuri was like, where it really like re-solidifies the whole concept of, no, I have to take justice into my own hands. Even though Flynn's here and I know Flynn's gonna try to make it right for these people, I know that if Kumor lives, he will perpetuate this injustice. We could have had that moment. You could zoom in on Yuri's face, and when he like squint the eyes and he goes, no, this ends now, right? Like, kind of scenario, right? Like,
I mean, that conversation can still be had whenever, he goes to meet Flynn at the lake.
Like, sure, but then it's after the fact. It's like, it's like after everything has happened after that point, and now, again, now the story is going to be like, okay, well, now we'll tell you everything. It's
yes.
like
it's a great relief to know that people here can live freely again.
I'm still in shock that Flynn actually came.
That was amazing timing.
Why are we shocked that Flynn came? We knew he was in Nordopolica. We left him in Nordopolica with big shit happening, and we left to chase Reggae/Jaeger, and we only had one direction to go. Like, Flynn would have been able to deduce. He knew where we were going.
But Kumor might just cause more pain somewhere else.
You watch. Flynn will have that guy behind bars in no time. Right, Yuri?
Nope.
Not so much.
Yeah.
Yuri?
Wish I could sleep
Raven,
that soundly.
you're gonna catch a cold.
I do that. I'll struggle to like go to sleep, but once I'm asleep, my god, man, I'm done.
Not like jelly.
He wore himself out
Legit
playing with all
jelly.
the children. You'd think he was 12 years old.
Welcome back.
They're still going out there. I can't keep up with them.
What happened to Patty?
She's still dancing. I really don't get kids.
I saw you having a good time, though. You're an awesome dancer, Rita.
Get ready to get punched, Carol.
Why do you poke the bear?
Shut up.
Yep.
Why would you poke the bear?
Huh? The old man's asleep already?
That was quick. Yuri?
Just gonna go have a word with Flynn. I'll be back.
Over on whether or not Flynn criticizes Yuri.
Oh, criticizes? I don't think there's any question it's not criticizing.
Okay, sorry.
The question is he gonna be fucking manacled?
Is he gonna try to do anything? I think Flynn... I don't think Flynn's gonna do anything to Yuri. I don't think he's gonna. I think Flynn has recognized the unfortunate truth of the world, and that he needs Yuri as his cloak and dagger.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping. I don't actually think that that's what's gonna happen. I think Flynn's gonna be like,
no, well, I mean, Flynn's too goody two shoe. He knows what's that he cannot let that, like, well, whatever.
But at the same time, see, this is what.
Oh damn! He hit you with the have a seat.
What could be really cool, interesting growth, because when we start the game, Flynn is 100% perfect knight in shining armor, obeys the law, justice, will not, do the wrong thing. But we've slowly but surely see Flynn kind of bend the rules, right? Like, give us information that, kind of nudge, hey, I can't legally enter this building unless there's an emergency. Nudge, nudge. Right? Like, oh, hey, I can't leave this prison unless someone is willing to stay here for me. Nudge, nudge. Right? Like, where he's kind of like staying true to the letter of the law, but he's recognizing, like, if I want to be able to do the good that needs to be done, I need someone to bend the rules for me. Right? Like, so we've seen that slow growth for him. This would be a great moment for him to just legitimately be, okay, heart to heart, Yuri, I don't want to do this, but I need you to make this world a better place.
That conversation's not going to be had.
But it would be really good.
Well, that's not the conversation that's about to be had.
You said we needed to talk?
Tell me, why did you kill Kumor? You know it's not our place to pass sentence on the crimes of others.
I didn't kill Kumor. Easy answer, Flynn. Yuri did not kill Kumor.
He was to be punished in accordance with the laws.
He slipped off an embankment into a perpetually filling ravine of sand, which, again, I still don't really get the physics of, but we're just gonna go with that. Like, I didn't touch him. It wasn't me.
And just what laws do you think would have punished him? The same laws that failed to punish Rigaud? Give me a break.
Yuri, you had an ironclad defense, my man. Ironclad defense. Flynn, did you
I didn't kill him, Trollface?
No, not I didn't kill him, Trollface. The ironclad defense is, Flynn, did you see me harm Kumor?
I didn't kill him, Trollface.
If we're talking about laws and punishments and breaking all that shit, where's your evidence that I killed Kumor, Flynn? I didn't kill the man.
Yuri, you...
The laws have always been the tools of whoever happens to hold all the chips.
Just saying that doesn't make it right for individuals to judge right from wrong, or for you to operate your own private court of law.
Hey, individuals, yeah, you should absolutely judge right from wrong. 100%. If you're not, what the fuck are you doing in your life? Like, if you judge people are doing wrong, you should cut them out of your life. You should also have a good sense of what right and wrong is. A lot of you don't, which is a part of the problem. So, let's not talk about that. But, Jesus Christ, if you actually have a moral compass and you care about people, and you see a person being complete and utter shit and making the lives of everyone around them worse, I'm not saying go kill them, but maybe don't keep them in your life or support them anymore.
If the laws are at fault, then fixing those laws comes first.
Except to the point when you are incapable of fixing those laws, or the people in power prevent you from fixing those laws, which is your issue, Flynn. You want to fix the laws, but you do not have the power to fix the laws. Therefore, the people you would punish keep getting away.
It's for that very reason that I'm still with the Imperial Knights.
And you suck.
But you can't deny that lives were saved because those bastards were put down. You'd rather tell those people, sorry you have to die today, I promise we'll change things soon.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
That kind of is what you're saying.
It is,
that is what you're saying, Flynn.
They're out there, you know. People so bad, they'll just go on hurting others. What can the average person do but be victimized by people like that? You know it was the same way with our people in the lower quarter.
Even so, Yuri, what you're doing isn't right.
Correct. don't fucking care.
I've got to point out, my man did not even injure Cumore. Didn't cut a hair on his head. Did not harm him at all. Unless we're counting,
Semantics?
unless we're counting emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Do you intend to rain your justice down on all the villains of the world?
Sure.
That's the behavior of a common criminal.
Jay, please name me one common criminal that you're aware of that rains down justice on the villains of the world.
Batman. He doesn't kill, never mind.
I get, maybe,
Frank Castle.
but I wouldn't call either of them common criminals.
Well, I guess they're not common.
Like, this is just a bad use of words. That this sentence should literally be, that's the behavior of a vigilante.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, why would Flynn say, that's the behavior of a common criminal? No, it's not. A common criminal steals fruit from the fucking market. Like, that's not a common criminal. That's, like...
I recognize it for what it is, and I've made my choices. Murder is a crime.
And even knowing that, you intend to dirty your hands.
Already have.
Touch Cumore. And you weren't there for the Rigaud thing, so you don't know anything about that.
Intend to. I already have.
Don't confess to a crime.
He's leaning into it.
Don't-
He's just saying, fuck you, I have, don't fucking care. I know it, I appreciate it. I like it.
Don't
Yes,
confess
stir the
to
pot.
don't
Stir the
confess to
pot.
the crime.
So this is the path you've chosen.
Don't make me repeat myself.
I won't. But it seems you don't yet understand the full weight of your choices. As a knight, I cannot overlook your crimes.
Captain, I finally found you!
What is it?
Our barricade of Nordopolica has been completed. Also, it appears that the hunting blades are on the move. Sir, we must go to Nordopolica quickly. Captain!
Understood.
Sir.
Yuri?
Ah, he fucking gone.
You know, it's rare. It's rare when it's the party that just walks away from the encounter. like you and I've had that conversation about how fucking annoying it is when the bad guy just walks away from the encounter, but it's extremely rare when it's the party that just walks away. Like, what did Flynn think was gonna happen there? Why would Flynn have turned his back on Yuri? Why would his second in command be like, she was facing Yuri. Why would she not be like,
He went that way.
Yuri's walking that way. You were talking to him, right? Like,
because they needed him to get away.
They needed him to walk the fuck away.
I know you better than anyone alive, Yuri. If you insist on walking down the path of a criminal.
Shut the hell up, Sam. You ain't doing
Oh,
shit.
wait! Repeat! Yuri.
Yes. I understand. The entire point of this is to force Yuri into being a vigilante and Flynn disagreeing with him so that eventually Flynn and Yuri, even though they both care for the world, they both will come to blows over their two different ideologies. But it's just really silly. Like, that concept is a cool concept. But it's being done in an extremely silly manner. Like, it could be that, like, Yuri is actually, like, Yuri legitimately killed Kumor. Like, that whole description that I just gave of, like, how everything goes down and he becomes an unrepentant vigilante. Like...
So,
why
you
is
heard
it
it
done
all?
so sillily? Sillily? Silly? In such a silly manner? I don't fucking know.
That'll work.
I'm sorry.
Guess I've
And
got to kill
Estelle-
you
Are you
too.
afraid of me, Estelle? If you are, you can quit right here. Join Flynn and go back to the castle.
He quit. She ain't a part of the crew. I mean, she's a part of the crew, but she's not a part of
the guild.
She's not
Wait,
part of
no,
the
she is
guild.
a part of
What's she quitting?
I'm not going back.
Hey,
It's true the things you've done are against the law, but I'm confused. It's also true that your actions saved the lives of others.
That's what vigilante justice does.
you never know. Someday I might turn my blade on you.
You'd never do something
He's
like that
just
without a
trying to
reason.
get her to run away.
If you ever end up pointing your sword at me, I'm sure I will have done something to deserve it.
If you're going to go with Flynn, now's your chance. You seem like...
No. I'm gonna continue on this journey with you. It's what I want. Traveling with you, I know I'll find the right path for myself, too.
Why does Flynn not immediately have, like, a whole fucking squadron around the inn just waiting for...
How many people does he have here? Like,
So what I'm thinking is... Here's to the road ahead.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I think that would probably backfire. I was gonna say, why don't we just have Estelle as an Imperial candidate, right? Why don't we just have her pardon Yuri's crimes?
Would she, though?
She's apparently comfortable enough with it to just keep
Right,
journeying
but
with him.
you can keep up the status quo without, like, condoning or condemning, right?
I don't think so. I think in this instance, right, like, Yuri's
Do
made
you
it...
think she's condoning? She's saying, I am
think,
okay.
Well, I think Yuri's made it pretty clear. Like, if you agree with Flynn, go with Flynn. You condemn me. If you're gonna stay with me, it's not like I'm gonna stop doing what I think is right. So yeah, in that instance, that's... like, maybe you don't agree with it, but you are condoning by the fact that you're not doing anything to stop it.
Sure. All right.
You know?
Yeah. All right.
Thanks.
Repeat mean mugging over there.
Repeat don't give two shits. He's like, hey, who I gotta kill? Let's
Yeah,
go.
when's the next one, boss?
Oh, I haven't sawed logs like that for a good long while.
Yeah, it's called oversleeping.
We're ready to hit the road, so get that sleep out of your eyes.
Okay, I get it, right? Like, the reason why Flynn can't just go stake out the inn for Yuri to get back and then he can arrest him is because Flynn had to run back to Nordopolica because of the shit that's going down there. But it's like, you couldn't have left 3 people here?
Hey, old man, your eyes are all droopy.
What? That's not good.
Jeez.
Huh? There are fewer knights than before.
Oh, he did leave
Yeah,
people back.
Flynn and his crew went back to Nordopolica.
That must mean they were traveling by night.
Was there some emergency they had to deal with?
The Knights are traveling by night.
They wanted to eat some fish, so they went back to Nordopolica.
Patty, what the fuck?
Oh, come on, Patty. They're not like you.
Maybe they had to take care of the monsters from the Colosseum.
I'll bet Paul Estrale requested the help of the Knights.
We'll have to wait and see. Well, it's just that Flynn said something about a barricade.
Barricade? What could that mean?
Are they out to arrest Bellius for what happened in the Great War?
I can't imagine that Paul Estrale would be outmaneuvered that easily by the Knights.
I get the feeling this is gonna get messy.
Maybe we should think twice about heading back to Nordopolica for now.
But the new moon's almost here. If we miss this chance, who knows when we might meet Bellius again?
The next new moon.
If I can't go to Nordopolica, I can't get on a ship. If I don't get on a ship, I won't be able to find the Maristella or recover my memory.
The Maristella could be on this continent. You don't know, Patty.
That's all well and good. I'm just not in a hurry to get tangled up with that armor-wearing bunch.
I wish with the whole Maristella, Patty questline scenario, like, she's just literally roving around randomly with no direction. It would make more sense if they just seeded clues for her that we were privy to, right? Like, oh, we found a clue in Jormungand. That, oh, previously I had heard that the Maristella was here, but it's not here. This clue indicates that maybe it's in this other place. And that would give Patty the continuous reason to be like, oh, well, y'all are going to Nordopolica. I need to go to Nordopolica to get on this boat so I can go to X place. And when we get there, eventually, Patty should be leaving us, but we get embroiled in things. And then when we're ready to leave, probably because we have to flee, we get on a boat and, oh, lo and behold, we also need to go to X place. Right? Like, it's plot convenience, but at least it's convenience. Right now, we have zero information and Patty is just flying blind. Right? Like...
We'll just have to be careful, like always. No use panicking about it.
Don't forget, I want to take a look at the air crane and Kados.
Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. All right, let's head out.
Reunited!
Things are bound to improve here in Mantake, now that Flynn's liberated the town.
They did allow the
liberated
ringleader to
it
escape,
from
though.
one
Cumore?
night
Flynn will get them
faction
in no
to
time,
another
right,
night
Yuri?
faction.
Correct.
Oh yeah,
I
sure he
don't
will.
think it really counts as
something wrong?
liberation
He looked
when it
troubled.
didn't change
Estelle's
governmental
not her usual
hands.
perky self either.
That's not true. I'm as happy as you all are that Mantake's been freed.
If you say so.
Alright, Jay, it's 11:09.
Yeah.
We've been playing for about 3 hours.
Well, the game's been running for about 3 hours.
We've been experiencing each other's company for about 3 hours. My God. It definitely feels like each successive play session.
It's getting worse.
It's just ramping up the ranting. It was kind of like, if we look back at other games that we've played, like, we can really see, like, we did the same thing in, like, Tales of Vesperia, right? The closer we got to the end, the more we ranted about things.
Yeah.
But, like, don't get me wrong, we rant in any game that we play. But, like, take Tales of Vesperia, we ranted less, or at least less specifically about the game. We would still go on rants, but it wasn't like the closer we got to the end, the more we're ranting. Right?
Right.
Or like, It Takes Two, right? Like, we weren't sitting there ranting about where the fuck is this story going as we got further and further to the end, right? So, my point
by
there...
the way, we have the
That's happening. That's happening next.
That's a sequel. It's not a sequel. It's the next game from that dev.
Yes, that is happening next. I'm looking forward to that. Anyways, I am still having fun, even if a lot of the fun that I'm having is being outraged and ranting about what this game is doing wrong. It's one of those things where it's like Aiden. I use Aiden because it's a more recent example, and I think it's a good example. But like, this game has a good skeleton, but it's just honestly like, if you look at the guts, it's like. It's like they pulled out a pig's guts to put it into a person.
In the seams.
Yeah, it's just like there's zero reason why they designed it to be as nonsensical as it is. It's just,
also,
I'm
gonna throw this out there. Patty, not a good addition.
Does not seem to be adding a lot of goodness to the, like, I enjoy the character design. I enjoy the character in combat. The addition of the character to the story seems incredibly half-baked and very, like, lolly enthused, which is not great. Like,
nope.
So, anyways, alright, that's it for this session of Tales of Vesperia. We'll be back next Saturday with another session of the game. And we should be back tomorrow with something. Don't know if it's going to be Where Evil Lives or not, but we will see. Anyways, thanks for hanging out. We will see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.